Hello and welcome to the world of NekoDecoPop. I'm Nat, and today we're going to be breaking down all of the anime I watched this fall season. This season had some of the most anticipated anime of the year, and for me, the most anticipated anime of the last few years. This was also a very surprising season, and not in the way I was anticipating, but more on that later. Make sure to stick around till the end, where I will be presenting the annual NekoDecoPop Awards, where everyone's a winner, but the awards might just not be. If you'd like to see more seasonal anime reviews, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future ones. So with all that being said, let's get into it. Ever since Urusei Yatsura got rebooted, I've been praying to all of the anime gods to please reboot Ranma 1/2, and they really came through for me on this one. With Mappa at the animation helm, and the original voice cast returning after nearly 40 years, this reboot came to life in absolutely spectacular fashion. But the best aspect for me has been watching a whole new generation fall head over heels in love with Ranma 1/2. This show meant so much to me growing up and was a beacon of light to so many of us in the LGBT+ community. The main character, Ranma, has a little mishap when he was training in China, and now every time he's splashed with cold water, he turns into a woman, and then hot water turns him right back. Throughout the story, he learns more and more on how to accept himself, and I mean all of himself. With nearly 200 episodes in the original run, we have got quite a few wonderful seasons to look forward to. I am so massively impressed by what we've been given so far, and I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with the rest of the series. If you are not already on that Ranma train, this is your sign from the universe to get on. We're going to give Ranma 1/2 a 9 out of 10. Have you ever watched a shoujo or josei anime and said to yourself, this is way too tame, it's too vanilla, where is my toxicity and trashy drama? Well, Yakuza Fiance has got you covered in spectacular fashion. This puppy is an absolute shit show and absolute trash, and I say that with all of the love in my heart. Our main characters are two grandkids of different Yakuza factions who are brought together to explore a possible arranged marriage. Everything seems okay until Yoshino is absolutely blindsided by Kirishima's dark side, which is 20 times worse than she could have ever expected. This man is the definition of toxic, and literally tells her that she is a waste of space and she would be more useful if she could sell her body to be less of a burden. Joke's on him though, cause after selling an organ, she tells him to go f himself, which flips some kind of switch in him, and he immediately becomes batshit obsessed with her. She decides to stay so she can make him fall for her and then dump his toxic ass after a year. But I guess crazy attracts crazy, and the further into the series, the more that you see that these two are about as toxic as it gets. This anime would have made teenage Nat so goddamn happy. Like, it is such a shit show. If you can go into this one acknowledging that it's delicious garbage, you're gonna have a much better time. Like, don't take it seriously, turn off your brain, and enjoy this garbage fire of an anime. Gonna honor my teenage self and give Yakuza Fiance a 8 out of 10. In a year where 365 literally had its own theme song,
till the windows crack, I'll be bumping that. No, I'll never go home, don't sleep, don't eat, just do it on repeat, keep. When I'm in the club, yeah, I'm
365 Days to the Wedding did not live up to its iconic namesake. Now, don't get me wrong, it did have a cute concept. We got two introverts faking an engagement so that they won't get shipped off to Alaska. Their work is planning on opening up a new office, and whoever's not married is gonna go there. This anime did have really cute moments, including an ending that had me grinning ear to ear. But other than that, this really fell flat for me. Like, it was a chore to finish. Like, I was also really wanting one of the side plots to be explored more. Their coworker falls in love with a woman who reveals herself to be a single mom. Although he's taken aback by it, he really tries to get his life together and presents a united front to her to prove that he deserves to be in her life. But then she decides to not meet up with him, and he doesn't pursue it further, so the storyline just ends there. Especially with the minimal plot of our main couple, this could have been a really cool storyline to explore being a single parent in Japan, the stigma that comes along with it, and overcoming your own ingrained bias to grow for the people you love. But yeah, overall, I'm fine that I watched this anime, and it did have a super cute ending, but unless you're into really, really slow burn bromances, I don't know if I can recommend this one. 365 Days to the Wedding gets a 6 out of 10. Holy shit, Negative Positive Angler is dark. In the first episode, the main character gets a terminal diagnosis, told that he only has 2 years to live, gets chased down by loan sharks, and then attempts unaliving but is saved by a fishing group. And then this suddenly becomes a feel-good, fluffy fishing anime. What? The tonal whiplash you get from the heartwarming moments to the emotional beatdowns is crazy insane. But this puppy is worth the pain and honestly had me crying by the end. It really comes down to a show about finding your will to live and learning to lean on your community to get you through that storm. And I mean, they even make fishing interesting. Fishing. Negative Positive Angler is a really healing anime, and I honestly think that it could be a helpful tool for people living with serious illness. With its messages about hope and finding your will to live despite your circumstances, it is a really powerful show. I have had a number of health scares and also dealt with SI, and this was really healing for me. I am really, really happy that I watched this anime. It was so good. Even if you could care less about fishing, because, who the f*** cares about fishing? I would highly recommend y'all watch this. Negative Positive Angler gets a 8.5 out of 10. The greatest way I've heard how I attended an all-guy mixer was that it is yaoi for cowards. And I, for one, cannot agree more. Cause the all-guy mixer that our unsuspecting trio of main characters attends looks like it's all guys, but that's only because the 3 women who were invited actually all work in a drag king bar and came straight from work. This quickly reveals what the show is actually about. 3 drag king baddies making all these straight boys have full-blown existential crises over their sexualities, and boy, howdy is the gay panic alive and well in this one. But it's a very unique gay panic since all of the women have very fluid gender expression in and outside of their job. Those poor boys though, the gay panic and existential crisis over, I like this girl but she dresses as a guy, but even when she's dressed like a guy, she still makes my heart beat. And when she's femme presenting, I find myself missing her mask persona. Oh my god, am I bi? What is happening? And by the halfway point, it is revealed that the ladies also like the guys. But they are going to take their sweet time admitting that to them, and they're just gonna fuck with them as hard as possible in the meantime. I am, however, annoyed by just how much miscommunication there was. By the end, no one even confesses to their crush. They're all just kind of sitting on the edge and you're screaming at your screen, just tell them already! All in all, I still had fun. So we're gonna give How I Attended an All-Guy Mixer a 7 out of 10. What a waste of potential. Holy shit. This puppy had such a cool concept. You got horror time loops, creepy f***ed up monsters, puzzle solving, figuring out the mystery of why their loop keeps reoccurring, and then it just stops at episode 6 with the loop starting over and the main character declaring that she's gonna be fine and she'll make it through. I can get where you're going with that, but to just end like that without any resolution was a low blow, and now I'm hella annoyed. I found out that there's gonna be a second season starting in February, but I was so disappointed with the first one and annoyed at the ending that I don't even want to watch the continuation. I want y'all to know that I am a horror baby. I am terrible at horror films, but I'm getting better at them. I get scared so easily, and this shit didn't do anything to me. I don't know, you guys, I'm just really annoyed right now. Like, I want a good horror anime so bad, and we keep getting moments that are good, and then the rest just feels like a goddamn joke. Why can't anime get it right? If a horror baby like me isn't getting scared, you know you're doing it wrong. I would rate this lower, but the unique animation style had cool moments and there were some cool sequences, so Lockdown Zone Lv.X gets a 4 out of 10. Everyone and their mother has already talked your ear off about Uzumaki, including me in this particular video. I do a much deeper dive on it, including some of the behind-the-scenes production issues that over the entire series here. I'm definitely in the minority in that despite its downsides, I still liked Uzumaki. Episode 2 will definitely go down in history for being one of the worst anime episodes of the decade, but episode 1, that puppy is gonna go down in history for being one of the best animated anime episodes ever. I truly do believe deep down that this episode is so good that it helped anime evolve as a medium. For everyone who dropped this after episode 2, I understand, but I really urge y'all to give it another shot because after episode 2, it does really pick back up, and I love the rest of the series. I also think that the score and sound design for Uzumaki deserves so much more acclaim and recognition. Colin Stetson absolutely knocked it out of the park, and the sound design was so creepy and disgusting at times that it had my skin crawling and legitimately made me nauseous. At the end of the day, just like what I said in my Junji Ito anime video, building off of the massive strides that Uzumaki has made, imagine how much stronger future adaptations are going to be. I am more than happy to give Uzumaki a 8.5 out of 10. If you've seen my top 10 anime of 2020 video, you already know. Dandadan was my favorite anime of the year and one of the best I've seen in a long time. The story follows an alien-obsessed otaku and a gyaru who believes in the supernatural side. They team up in the strangest way possible and are thrust into one of the most chaotic situations ever, as both of their worlds come crashing together. Science Saru was the perfect studio to take on this project, and they were able to translate the pure insanity of the manga into a beautiful, meticulously crafted adaptation whose prowess had some of the most impressive animation sequences I've seen this decade. This was massively helped by the powerhouse Kensuke Ushio, who did the soundtrack for Devilman Crybaby and absolutely brought his A-game to this puppy, infusing it with techno, funk, and a ridiculous classical medley mashed up with acid techno of all things. Both the sub and dub were incredible, and you could tell that all of the actors absolutely had so much fun with this one. I have been waiting with bated breath for years for this to be adapted, and it's gotta be one of my all-time favorite adaptations ever. Buckle up, y'all, cause season 2 is about to go off. I rarely ever give out this rating, but Dandadan has more than earned a 10 out of 10. Gonna break out a brand new section here where I talk about all of the anime films that came out this season, including these truly spectacular entries. I am a massive Lord of the Rings fan. Like, look at my ranking LGBT character videos. I managed to sneak Lord of the Rings clips into every single section. So when I found out that they were making a Lord of the Rings anime, I lost my goddamn mind. They brought back storyboard illustrators Alan Lee and John Howe. They worked on the original film trilogy, and their illustrations helped bring Middle-earth to life. With Kenji Kamiyama at the directing helm, this was shaping up to be amazing. The animation style they went with utilizes heavy rotoscoping to help capture subtle movements, making the characters feel more grounded and realistic. I think that this mostly worked. Like, it was pretty good, but there was definitely some sequences that could have been polished up a little bit more. Between this and Uzumaki, we are witnessing new anime techniques that are helping anime evolve as a medium. However, since these techniques are still being perfected, sometimes they work beautifully, and other times, well, not so much. I did really enjoy this film though. Yes, it got a little cheesy at places, like the script got a little basic sometimes, but overall it was a very fun experience. War of the Rohirrim takes place 183 years before the original trilogy, and focuses solely on the kingdom of Rohan and the war that made Helm's Deep a pillar of Rohirrim pride. They probably could have trimmed like 30 minutes off of the runtime, but any amount of time that I get to spend in this world are moments that I cherish. Lord of the Rings: War of the Rohirrim gets a 7.5 out of 10. 17 years after the groundbreaking series, Mononoke is finally back with Phantom in the Rain. If you watch the original series, you already know. Mononoke is one of the most visually stunning and unique anime to ever be produced, with an art style that always leaves me speechless. It is an avant-garde horror anthology series that follows the unnamed medicine seller, as his travels lead him to terrifying situations. He must investigate to unearth the mysteries that have created the Mononoke. Mononoke are malicious spirits who are born from human misery. I was so excited when I learned that this 2024 film takes place in the Oku, which was a real-life women's quarters attached to the shogun's castle. This space was populated with the wife and concubines of the shogun, alongside hundreds of maids and assistants. With that many people, stories, and hardships, it makes sense why Mononoke would be born from such a place. This film follows our medicine seller and main characters as they unearth the mystery behind the Mononoke while time is running out and bodies are piling up. I really enjoyed this film and I'm super excited to watch the next two in the trilogy. Although it was strong, I was kind of hoping for more horror elements and it didn't quite live up to my expectations. But that being said, this is still a spectacular film and one that I would highly recommend. Mononoke Phantom in the Rain gets a 8 out of 10. My dumbass sped read Look-Back years ago, so I don't remember a single thing when I sat down to watch this film. And Jesus did this story absolutely bitch slap me into submission. For the entire third of the movie, I was either tearing up or ugly crying. I absolutely adore anime about creative types finding their voice, and Look Back explored that from the eyes of two young manga artists whose chance meeting in 6th grade led them through a journey that takes them through adulthood. I'm not going to say anything more about the plot except for their paths are drastically different, and they both face tremendous hardships. Look Back also pulls off a heartfelt and respectful homage to a real-life event that shook the anime industry and Japan as a whole. Since this is Fujimoto, the author of Chainsaw Man and Fire Punch, let's hope that never gets an anime adaptation, he does not pull any punches, and good God, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, Look Back is gonna hurt. But damn, is it worth the journey. The animation is also absolutely jaw-dropping with sequences that had me and my brother speechless. For only 57 minutes, Look Back has so much life, love, and loss built into it. I'm honestly still recovering from watching it. Please, do not sleep on Look Back. This anime is worth your time and you deserve to witness something this glorious. We are gonna give Look Back a 9 out of 10. Welcome to the official NekoDecoPop Awards, where everyone's a winner, but the awards might not be. To kick off our ceremony, we have the award for Best Series goes to Dun 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 dun. It goes to Dandadan. The award for worst series goes to Lockdown Zone Lv.X. Just woof. The award for best opening song goes to the award for best outro song goes to the award for best overall style goes to Mononoke, Phantom in the Rain. This anime has some of the best art direction in all of anime. Like, this is a goddamn painting come to life. The award for best character goes to Seiko Ayase from Dandadan. Just like, look at her. Everything about her is perfection, and I would pay her so much money to step on me. The award for worst character goes to Kirishima from Yakuza Fiance. Just like, Jesus, man, this relationship is gonna end so tragically for y'all. Like, it's gonna be true crime level bad. The award for best oh ho 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 goes to Kodachi Kuno from Ranma 1/2. Just like, look at this perfection. The award for best first episode and first episode alone goes to Uzumaki. I am never gonna get over how badly those animation teams were f***ed over after the first episode. Like, good God. The award for best girls who made all the straight boys question their sexualities goes to all the ladies in How I Attended an All-Guy Mixer. If y'all were in my life a few years ago, I would have ruined my entire future for you and come back for seconds. The award for best marriage scam goes to these nerds from 365 Days to the Wedding. Literally cannot believe y'all pulled it off, and then you actually fell for each other? The award for worst unaliving attempt goes to Negative Positive Angler. Sorry it didn't work out for you, but at least you got a love of fishing out of it. The award for best anime that made me cry goes to Look Back. Thanks, you guys. No, I actually mean it. Thank you for your service. The award for best anime that my brother would not stop criticizing while I was trying to watch goes to War of the Rohirrim. God damn it, Daniel. Now I'm seeing all the cheesy bad writing too. Keep your Daniel opinions to yourself. Congratulations to all of our winners, and we'll see all of you at our next season's awards. So to wrap things up, how did I feel about this season? Overall, I enjoyed it, but not as much as I thought I was going to. Yes, it had some truly iconic and game-changing anime, including Dandadan, Ranma 1/2, and Look Back. Even Uzumaki, despite its problems, had absolutely amazing moments. But overall, out of all the seasons of anime this year, other than the top anime, I think this was the weakest season out of the year. Coming off of the powerhouse that was the summer season, this just felt lackluster. It feels so weird saying that since Dandadan and Ranma 1/2 were in the mix, but the rest of the anime just didn't feel as strong as past seasons. Like, there was actually a lot of anime that I wish were better. You know, we had Uzumaki, obviously, How I Attended an All-Guy Mixer, War of the Rohirrim, Lockdown Lv.X, pretty much everything that wasn't in like the top 5 could have been better. What were your favorite anime of the fall season? What was your least favorite and what anime do you wish was better? Let me know in the comments below. In other news, I have kicked off a second shorts channel called NekoDecoPop. Over there, I get to post the extended review clips that are usually cut down for time on my main channel. So if you'd like to see the extended reviews from today's video, definitely go check them out over there. I have also posted my top 10 anime of 2024 video where I talk about the best of the best from 2024. So I'll link both of those up here and in the description. Thank y'all so much for sticking around, and I'll see all of y'all on the next one.